What's going on, you guys? WonderBrad here. Hope you guys are having a great day today. And today, guys, we're going to be checking out some of the best decks from Jungle Arena. So basically, I'm just going to go through them one by one like I usually do, break them down a little bit, get into some matches, and that'll be the video. But I just want to say before we start, thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. Like, the growth on the channel in the last month has been absolutely ridiculous. Like, we've gone up almost 1,000 subscribers in a month. Like, that's a really good start for 2017, and hopefully we can just keep growing from there. Also, sorry about not posting yesterday. You can see my Patriots jersey back there. Big Patriots fan, and it was the Super Bowl yesterday, so I kind of took a day off of uploading just to watch that, and they ended up winning, had a huge comeback, and it was a pretty good day overall. So yeah, 2,000 subscribers, Patriots won the Super Bowl, pretty solid day. But anyways, checking out this first deck today, like, this is the deck that basically everyone is using right now. It's Giant Executioner with an Elixir Pump, the Lightning, the Tornado, the Battle Ram, the Log, and the Electro Wizard. I used this deck to actually win 11 wins in the Battle Ram Challenge. But you don't have to have the Battle Ram in there. If you would prefer to have it in there, I'd say by all means leave it in. Like, I would always say, like, when I show you guys these decks, there's always going to be some cards that you can switch in and out. Like, you can switch out the Log, the Tornado if you want, the Electro Wizard, like, just cards that you can kind of maneuver. I would say if you have the Electro Wizard, always leave it in, at least in this meta, just because it's such a strong card. You can always switch in the Musketeer for it, though. But for the Battle Ram, I would say switch in the Knight for it if you really want to. Brings that elixir cost down a little bit. Really tanky, does a good amount of HP, and he's 4.3 elixir. So anyways, getting into this grand challenge here, ignore that one loss right there, that doesn't matter or anything like that. But first match of the day against Overclock from CRBR, and basically I'm just going to play a couple of matches with these decks that I'm going to show you guys, walk through it, and yeah, that'll be the video, just kind of like usual. But looking at what we can do here, he's going Witch, and never see witches anymore, so this is definitely an interesting play from him. But, and a Royal Giant. So I'm going to go that there, log all that back there, and put a Knight on top of the Royal Giant as well. Like, the Knight does a surprising amount of damage to, like, just anything. He's a really surprising card. The Royal Giant ended up getting, like, 2 or 3 shots or something like that. Like, our Executioner did a better job than his Royal Giant right there. So that's always pretty nice to see. That was not the best Tornado spell right there, though. Just because I didn't really get both EliteBarbarians in there and stuff. I took out the Witch, but I mean, they're still chipping down my tower a pretty good amount. And one of the keys to this deck is definitely, you want to get as many Elixir Pumps down on the map as possible. Like, if you don't get the Elixir Pumps down there, you can definitely get yourself into trouble. But here he goes with his P.E.K.K.A. right here, so I've got to log all this back right here, take out both the P.E.K.K.A. and the Executioner, drop a Knight on his Executioner, because that's kind of like the big problem right here. It had the most health out of anything. We took out the P.E.K.K.A. and the Executioner right there, so like he put down 7 elixir for that, and I had an Electro Wizard and a Knight. Plus he had the Executioner down, so that was definitely a really good elixir trade. I threw a log in there too, but I mean, pretty solid stop right there. So he's just going Witch. He's probably going to get his Royal Giant back, but I just had to put down a 6 elixir pump. But I got my Executioner down, so I'm going to be able to take out all those skeletons, keep on doing that damage to the Royal Giant, and I don't really want a Tornado or Electro Wizard. I kind of want to just counter push from this. So let's see. I'm going to go Giant right there. I've got my my Electro Wizard ready. I've had a bit of a hard time saying things like Executioner and Electro Wizard, just getting them, like, not saying the same thing each time. But anyways, we took out the 3 Musketeers with the Tornado right there, the Giant's on the tower, the Executioner, the Electro Wizard. Tower is absolutely done right there. And I'm not going to bother putting down another Elixir Pump just because it's so late in the match. Instead, I'm going to pull that P.E.K.K.A. over here with the Knight, put that right there, and Tornado all of this over to the other side of the map slightly, I guess. I guess that kind of worked right there. I've got the Electro Wizard down, I've got that there, and the Executioner, but I think I should just leave that tower to die, basically, because he's going to take it no matter what. I'll put a Knight down just to kind of keep the Royal Giant to a lower amount of health, but then I'm going to go Executioner there on top of that Witch. He's going Elite Barbs, and this should just be about it. I'm going to throw a Lightning down on the Witch, on the tower. Giant's going to get the last shot, and there we go. In the end, we ended up playing pretty solidly that match. Took out a Royal Giant, which I know a lot of people can have trouble with. And as long as you can get that first tower before they do, it definitely makes it a lot more difficult for them. But that was deck number 1 of the day, 1-0 so far. And looking at this next deck, you guys might have seen this deck before, but I played one, like, Classic Challenge Battle Ram with it, or Battle Ram Classic Challenge with it, and I won 12 wins right away. Like, this is such an amazingly strong deck in the meta. Like, I was winning games in ladder with a level 4 Battle Ram. I'll upgrade it here, just 1,000 gold, so not too bad or anything to get it up to level 5, but like, just the rocket, the miner, the rocket, the knight, the executioner. It's a really great control deck. If you guys don't have the log, obviously like zap or arrows or something like that, that can get that really good splash damage and stuff like that. But the miner and the rocket and the executioner are going to be like your main damage dealing cards. Like, if you can get the executioner to a tower, that's going to be fantastic. The battle ram on a tower, it's even better. Like, it does 500 damage at tournament standard right away. But it's a 3.6 elixir deck. We're going to get one into a match right here. I'm sorry if my commentary's a little off today. I took a couple of days off from recording and stuff, because I like to usually record one day and post the next, just so that I can have good time to edit my videos and stuff like that. Yeah, a couple of days off of commentating, so it might not be the best commentary, but these decks are going to be pretty solid. So I'm going to put that log down there. Oh, Skeleton Army, I misclicked. But there we go. Hog's only going to get a shot, and I think I'll go miner right there on the back end of the tower. There'll be some skeletons that die, but oh, okay. He's just going to ice golem that and take out all the skeletons, I guess. But that's the thing. You just need a little bit of chip damage from the miner, and that's going to be, that's like your entire push right there. It's just getting that guaranteed chip damage onto a tower, and it can just kind of build up really quickly. You throw a rocket down there, and a rocket is going to do a bunch of damage for you. So I'm going to go knight on his knight. And, again, if he just doesn't out-chip me, there's always a really good chance that we're going to win the match. Because, I mean, the Battle Ram's always going to be there for you to try and get that to a tower and do a bunch of damage with it. And, yeah, it's going pretty good so far. If the Knight gets a shot there, that's going to be even better, too. Oh, he gets 2 shots. Knight, come on. That was a good Knight. I'm sorry about that one. But anyways, we got a couple of shots there, and as long as you're getting that chip damage, it's always, like, fantastic for you. So he's going in Ice Spirit Hog Rider. I'll go Skarmy right there and a Tombstone, just because I really don't want that hog getting any more shots on my tower than he needs to. So again, his knight's going down there. I'm gonna have to put a knight down to defend that Mega Minion, because again, if a Mega Minion gets on your tower, that's gonna be like a solid 300 damage at least. So let's see, I'm going to log back that Ice Spirit right there. Again, because the Ice Spirit freezes it for 2 seconds, gets like 100 in chip damage onto your tower, and then the Mega Minion can just keep on chipping it down even further. Like, it's little plays like that where you kind of go, yeah, this guy seems like a pretty solid player. But here we go. Skeletons get down on that hog. That was a really well played zap from him. But we do have that rocket that he hasn't seen yet. I'm kind of thinking that he's got like a really high damage card still in his pocket, like whether it's a rocket or whether it's a lightning or something like that. But I'm gonna go rocket right there. That should take the knight, the ice golem, the Mega Minion. It just completely destroyed the knight. That was such a valuable rocket right there. So there we go. We kind of played the last card in our hand there, but sometimes you gotta save it for the very end of the match just to really surprise people. So again, this guy's really enjoying that Ice Spirit play there. And I mean, I can't blame him. It's working pretty well for him. Hog, stop getting shots on my tower. Can't let him take that tower at all. He's got that fireball, so I'm going to go miner at the back. And a rocket and a log should be able to take out this tower here. If not, just the rocket right there. So there goes the rocket right there. 5 seconds left. Oh, that was a wasted log, but I had to do it because I couldn't see how many hit points were on the tower. So I'm going to go Tombstone there. Skeleton Army up top. And he goes Ice Golem kind of far away there. Oh man, that knight like completely turned the hog away from my tower. What is this? Guys, come on. This is ridiculous. But kind of calming down here. The knight's there. We've got the battle ram, so I'm going to let that Ice Spirit jump onto like... Okay, I guess it was our knight, so that was a little bit more of a useful card than I would have liked to see there. Battle ram gets a shot onto the tower. He has to use a hog to try and defend my miner right there, and that was a really strong push right there. So I'm going to go Tombstone for the hog. And I'm going to go a Skeleton Army just to distract the Mega Minion and the Knight and all of that stuff there. So we're looking pretty good. Our Executioner's doing really good work for us right now, taking down a bunch of troops, and that's what you want to see. So I'm going to go Miner there. Once that Miner gets down, I'll go a Battle Ram right there. A Rocket is coming in. Oh no, I got to defend that Hog with the Tombstone. Battle Ram can't quite get a shot onto the tower, guys. Oh, if our battle ram was just a slightly higher level, like, we would have this game for sure. But unfortunately we don't, and that's just some of the things you have to deal with right here. But Hog's not going to even get close to taking down that tower, not even close to getting a shot off. Executioner's there for the Mega Minion, a Miner at the back, and let's just see. Is he going to let me play anything with my rocket there? Yes, he is. Okay, so that rocket, I think, should be able to hit that Mega Minion, maybe the Ice Golem too, chip that tower down a ton. And I'm going to go Knight on Knight, Skeleton Army for the Hog Rider, just because I need Fireball too, so that's okay. You just wasted an entire Fireball and a Zap for that, and we're looking not too bad right here. I'm going to go Battle Ram right there. He's going to put an Ice Spirit down, so I don't think he's got anything to stop our Battle Ram from getting onto his tower, and there we go. That was the chip we needed. We'll wish him good game, and we finally broke through, took his second tower down. Like, that match was pretty touch and go there for a while, but we ended up just out-chipping him, played really well, made some good trades. Well, maybe not made the best trades, but we just completely shut down his Hog from getting to our tower. Won that one. Feels pretty good. Second win of the day, too. And I know these decks have had legendaries in them, like the Miner, the Electro Wizard. This last one here has no legendaries in it. It's kind of just my own creation and stuff. It's a 4.3 Golem deck, which actually does have the Dark Goblin in it as well. So I'll upgrade that to level 7, just so you know, we're playing tournament standards and stuff. Got the Executioner in there, the Lightning, the Skarmy, the Musketeer. Again, sub the Musketeer in for the Electro Wizard, just because I know a lot of you guys won't have it. And also I have the Tombstone just as a really good defense. And basically, pretty classic Golem deck. You're just trying to play defense, make good elixir trades, and then you can get your Golem down on the map. I have the Zap just because if he has an Inferno or anything like that, I really need to reset that. So Zap, Lightning, those are the two cards that I'm using for spells, and let's get into this last match of the day. Hopefully we can pull off the win, but we'll see what's going on against Quasi-Bantu from Reddit Alpha. And if this is like the real Reddit Alpha, this is a really strong clan, so probably have to play pretty well here. We'll just wish him some good luck, and I'm going to split Skarmy at the back. It's only 3 elixir, and you've got skeletons covering both sides of the map, so I'd say it's a pretty decent starting hand. Like, nothing too good, but out of the cards that I had there, probably the best starting hand that I could have used. This guy also has the Executioner, so I could probably go switch in the Knight for the Dark Goblin and stuff like that, just because if you don't like the Dark Goblin or don't have it leveled up high enough, I would always say sub in the Knight or a card that you're more comfortable with using. So I have absolutely nothing for this here, so I've got to go Tombstone for that. Executioner right behind the tower, so I'm hoping his splash can hit that Knight too. Perfect, it can. So, and he's got a rocket as well, so I'm pretty sure this guy is running the exact same deck that we were just using. The second deck that I showed you guys is a decently popular deck because it was featured in an OJ video. He didn't make the deck, but someone else did. Yeah, it's definitely a pretty strong deck. It's a great chip deck when you get the rocket down there. It's great for taking out executioners and stuff like that. But we've got the rocket in here, and I would say rocket or lightning are probably the best spells that you can be using in the game right now. I did kind of call that in one of my videos, in like the update videos. I was like, hey, just saying, one of the cards that's going to become really popular right now is probably the Lightning. The Lightning's going to be really popular because the Zap got nerfed, and I was right. So he's going Skarmy right there. I'm going to zap all those off there, and as long as the Golem can get to the tower and do a good chunk of damage, like, that's pretty impressive. So he's got an Electro Wizard too, so it looks like this guy put a little bit of his own spin on this deck just to sneak the Electro Wizard in there, because I don't think the Electro Wizard was originally in that other deck. So I'm going to... Oh, no, he logged it. No! No! I'm going to have to Executioner that Electro Wizard just to even divert some of its damage away. And why did the Executioner not target onto the Electro Wizard first? That just cost me so much damage, guys. Come on. Come on. That's kind of ridiculous. And again, I've got my Lightning spell ready, so I can just put a Lightning down on the Executioner, and hopefully the Tombstone as well. There we go. I'm going to zap all that right there. And man, that Electro Wizard, like I was saying, it's doing so much just stunning and damage to my Golem right there. It's so irritating. And he logs my Skeleton Army again. So this guy's got a pretty good idea what he's doing with this deck, honestly. 20 seconds left. I would say if I could make any changes to this deck, it would honestly be switching out the Knight for the Dark Goblin. As much as I wanted to throw a Dark Goblin in because it's the best decks for Jungle Arena, it's it's just not a strong card right now in the meta. The Executioner is great for shutting down like spawner type decks, like the Dark Goblin was kind of brought into the game for, so maybe if you're going to use this last deck, because it's a Golem deck, switch in that Knight for that Dark Goblin right there, just because it's a better card right now. It's great for distracting Electro Wizards, Executioners, and that's basically what you're coming across right now. But just quickly going over these last couple of decks, the third one, I would say, if you're going to go with this deck, use it instead of the Dark Goblin. Still keeps it at a 4.3, but I think we would have had a better chance at winning that match there. This second deck here has the Battle Ram in it. If you don't want to use that, just try working in cards that you're really comfortable with. Like, I always have people asking me like, oh, what should I use instead of this card? What should I use instead of this card? I would say just kind of personal preference. If you have a card that you really, really like, that's kind of like a Mega Minion or Archers or something like that, just try that instead of the Battle Ram. It can kind of shake up this deck a bit, just because it does do like that 500 damage when it hits a tower when it's charging, but other than that, yeah, really strong deck, 3.6 elixir, you got that minor rocket cycle going, it's a really strong deck. And lastly, the Giant Executioner deck with the Tornado and the Lightning. You got an Elixir Pump in there, and it really works well. It got me 11 wins. I switched in the Night last night when I was trying it out, and it's an overall great deck. So hopefully these decks can work really well for you guys. 4.3 Elixir, 3.6, and 4.3 once again. Like, high Elixir decks are what's working in the game right now, so give them a try. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.